everyone, welcome to my channel. This is going to be the first video that was supposed to be a video that I made a very long time ago, actually a year and several months ago, that I was supposed to make this video when I first came to Korea for all my friends and family back home. Since being here, I just really haven't had a lot of time, and that isn't necessarily true. I've had time, but I've been lazy. I haven't wanted to make videos, but since being here now for a year, I feel like I've had a lot of experiences to hopefully share with other people who want to come and teach, work, live in South Korea. One thing that I noticed when applying here, looking up videos online to teach, to work, and live here, there was a lot of questions that a lot of people didn't answer, and I couldn't find answers for. So today's video will be that stuff that you don't know about Korea, that stuff you want to know about Korea, that hopefully I will be able to tell you. And if you have any other questions that you would like me to answer about living, working, teaching, being in Korea, leave your questions down below in the comment section. I will include them in a future video. So let's get started. Number one is, while working here, while living here, while having friends here, be prepared for your friends, especially your Korean friends. And if you work here, your Korean co-teachers, your other employees that you work with at your job, to tell you things at the last minute. And I don't mean a last minute thing like they tell you the day before you have a thing. They're gonna tell you an hour, 2 hours before a dinner meeting, or maybe they tell you on a Friday that that weekend they want you to go on a weekend trip with them, and they're like, we would really like it if you came because you're a part of the school, and you feel bad for saying no even though they gave you a day to get all of this stuff ready. Just be prepared for people here in Korea to tell you information at the last minute and expect you to be ready, on your toes, ready to participate or do whatever it is that they're asking you to do. Number two thing for stuff that you don't know about Korea until you get here is online banking, internet banking. So if you are like many people, I'm sure you've gone online and looked it up, because if you want to work and live here, you probably want to send money home to your family or to pay bills at home or whatever. And you've looked online, you've looked on Wayguk, and they have like little breakdown sections that tell you about how to do internet banking. But when you actually get here, more or less, it's going to be way more difficult than what you thought. When I first came here, I was like, I got this in the bag on how to use internet banking. I've checked out Wayguk, I've checked out all the banking websites. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna choose this bank because sending money home, they don't charge me as much to send money home as opposed to this other bank. Well, I got here and didn't know where I was going to teach because Epic is great. And got to my city, got to meet my co-teacher. He took me to a very small branch that was very close to my school called NH Bank. And I was like, I remember reading online on Wayguk about how shitty they were. Awesome. So I get a bank account with there. Setting up the initial bank account was extremely easy because you just did everything for me. However, if you want to send money home, that is a whole other process and a whole other step. You have to make another bank account to do that, and then you have to send money from your bank account here to the other bank account that you have here, that also then that transfers the money to your bank account in wherever you live and wherever your hometown is. It literally took me around 6 months to finally get internet banking 100% working, because I switched from one co-teacher to another co-teacher because I came near the end of the year. My first initial co-teacher didn't know what he was doing with internet banking, and then my second co-teacher had no idea what she was doing with internet banking. And these co-teachers, they always work with other English-speaking teachers that more or less probably are wanting to send money home. So they've gone through these steps. They understand these steps, but that, of course, when they want to do it with you, or perhaps just me, they don't know how to do it. So like I said, it took 6 months for me to finally get internet banking to work. So number 3, 3.5, I've kind of gone on longer than I wanted to, is the air smell here. So I went to college in America, obviously, and I met many Korean foreigners that were awesome. And they told me how much they loved the air in America, how fresh it was, blah, 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 blah. While I was still in America, I was just like, well, how bad is the air in Korea that, that the air smells so fresh here? Until I came to Korea and you are walking past a sewer or manhole and your mouth is open and for some strange reason you're breathing out of your mouth and it hits you and you almost die because it just smells like doo-doo and hot, stanky, nasty grossness that latches on to the back of your throat hole flap and does not let go and stays there for like a good 30 seconds. And you're just like, why did I make this life decision? Be prepared for the air quality here. It is not awesome. It's not great. They have yellow dust here that it depends on where you live, depends on how much you will experience. In my city, got to experience a decent amount of it. It was not fun. It breaks out your skin, harder to breathe. I ride my bike to school, so I have to ride my bike through all that shit, and it's not fun. Just be prepared for the air quality and walking past manholes, especially in Seoul, but really anywhere here, and just smelling like septic tank here. It has to do with Korea's way of recycling fecal matter and basically how their plumbing system is here. So you're gonna smell that. Be prepared for it. I know I didn't know about it when I came here and walked past it and it was just like, what is it smell? What just died? Everyone's like, oh, it's just the sewers here. Like they had been knowing about it. I'm just like, oh, this would have been nice to know before I came here. 4, I think. The bathroom system here is okay. You will be able to find a bathroom if you gotta go. However, there probably is not going to be soap in there that other people have not touched, have not used. Who knows what was on their hands when they were touching that soap before you. Here in Korea, there's universal soap bars that are like on a little stick. Sometimes not, but like in bus stops, terminals, stuff like that, it's gonna be on a stick. And to literally get the soap off, you have to like do this jerky hand motion to get the soap come off. It's so ridiculous. But it's soap that everybody uses, and it's kind of like, this is why y'all sick all the time. Universal soap. Also here, there more or less is not going to be hot water in a lot of businesses and workplaces that you go into. There's not going to be hot water. That water is going to be cold. In the winter, it's going to be cold. Your hands are going to freeze while you're washing your hands. So just be prepared for that. Don't bother trying to ask your school why, if you're teaching at a school, why is the water cold? Because they're going to tell you because the water is cold. They're not going to turn up the heat just for you. The kids deal with it, the teachers deal with it, everybody deals with it, and that's why everybody is sick, because everybody's washing their hands with cold water and universal soap. Back to kind of teaching here, because like I said before, I'm a teacher, is your school will probably forget you. In a situation of you're in your classroom, and it's 2:30, let's say even 3, and you're prepping, getting ready to kind of leave, you're almost done with the day of getting stuff ready for the next day or that following week or whatever you're doing, and then you get ready to leave. Everybody sees you. You say goodbye to everyone, you say goodbye to your co-teacher, you say goodbye to the administration ladies or men. You get home, and then at around 4:50 or however long it takes you to get home, it doesn't take me very long to get home from my school because I literally live like 6 minutes away, you get a phone call and it's like, oh, we're having a staff dinner tonight, and it starts in 20 minutes. Back to the waiting till last minute to tell you things, and also just literally it's your school forgetting you. Forgetting to tell you that you have events, or not telling you that you have an event, and then they tell you about it, and they're just like, oh, you weren't there. And it's like, yeah, you didn't tell me about it. One time my school locked me in the building when they went to go eat lunch. It was around the time that we eat lunch, which is around 12:20. I went downstairs, I think at around like 12:15. Everybody was gone, all the lights were off, and all the doors were locked. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know what just happened. I'm really hungry though. And so I messaged my co-teacher, and he gets back to me like 20 minutes later, which is around the time that they're pretty much practically done eating lunch. And he's just like, oh, where are you? And I'm just like, I'm still in the school. I already said that. You guys left without me. And then like 5 minutes later, oh, so sorry. We're on our way back. And I'm just like, it's cool. Like, they thankfully left a door open that like I could unlock from the inside. And I just went and like got Robin from a GS25. But it was very annoying, and it's very like unsettling, especially as a new teacher. Like, if that happened to me after a year being there, then I probably would just dust it off. But it can be like a little letdown for you, because if you're an American teacher here, I know how it was at my high schools, my middle schools. Whenever there was a foreign teacher or a new teacher, everyone there was super nice to them because they're this new face. They're always looking out for them. They're always making sure that they are in the group. Neither one of my schools and a lot of my friends that teach here, that situation does not happen with them, with Korean people. They just forget you. And it's not really like purposely forgetting you, but they don't see it as a negative. They don't see it as how this person is, we're forgetting them. They don't see it as it being a bad thing, which is shitty, because it is, and it's something that I really wish they would kind of own up to, I guess, or at least acknowledge, because co-teachers throughout everything, I literally went to a seminar with Epic, and another co-teacher who speaks fluent English basically was just like, it's just something we do, and they just like shrug it off. I'm like, it's not okay though, like, you guys need to change this. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more, subscribe, like this video, leave comments down below, and I will probably more or less get back with you. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.